everyone. This is the self-awareness activity for the week of August 4th, or whenever you hear it and decide you'd like to do it. I think this is going to be an interesting week because it feels like we might be taking a bit of a trip down memory lane. The contemplation card that you're being asked to consider is shame. Excuse me. Shame is a learned emotion. We're taught what is shameful. Usually it's such an impressionable age that we can't help but take it in and make it personal. That's what we do as children. When we identify with it so much that we feel shameful, we carry it as an aberrant energy, totally in contradiction to our divine and innocent essence. It erodes our sense of value, worth, and self-esteem. It robs us of our personal power. But as I was pulling these cards, I kind of got a nudge at the back of the head because I asked, really, please make this very, very clear and make sure that it is for everybody. Excuse me. And what I heard was, when we carry shame as an aberrant energy, that is also when we will have a tendency to shame other people. So what we're being asked to consider this week is, were there moments of shame in our life? Especially, well, I'm thinking of one in particular when I was a kid, but where we felt shamed, because often there was a certain tendency with a generation of parents, and probably many generations of parents, where there was almost like discipline by guilt, and that can lead to a sense of shame too. So what you're being asked to look at here is, what role did shame have in your upbringing? And is it something you still carry? Is it something you're aware of carrying? And is it something that you tend to do to other people? So you're being asked to look at that. And what I would like to say about shame is, beyond shame, you can also look at severe embarrassment. I would say consider that as well, because it may not be as deep as feeling really shameful, but if you're seriously embarrassed about something, it's got that tinge, it's got that quality to it. Now, interestingly enough, the energy that you're being asked to embrace is, who says, why not? Set yourself free from internal rules that say no. Set yourself free from the external faces that you imagine enforce these no's. Take note of what and who they are, but then say yes to yourself. So that I find really interesting too, again, because of what I just said. Often the whole discipline thing is the guilt around discipline. So I think it's really valuable too in this regard to look at, where does shame or does embarrassment cause you to not do what you would like, and who is that coming from? Where is that coming from? And what would you like to say yes to that you have said no to for fear of shame or embarrassment? Okay? And then you're asked to really take stock of what you're feeling this week. Okay? Notice and name. So today, every time you feel an emotion, joy, sadness, fear, anger, impatience, jealousy, shame, your job is to name it. Oh, look, there's joy. Then take 3 full and deep breaths. Make them slow on the inhale and sigh on the exhale. Notice how the feeling changes when you distance yourself with identifying it, naming it, and calming yourself with breath. Okay? Typically what will happen when we have an emotion is, especially if it's a really strong and unpleasant emotion, sometimes even the positive ones, but especially strong and unpleasant, is there's a tendency to tighten up around that, and our body will constrict and kind of lock that emotion in. It's part of what can be creating cellular memory. So when you notice an emotion and you breathe, it relaxes your body and allows that emotion to move. Emotion is an energy. It has momentum. Energy wants to move. And your emotion will move as you allow it to. When you breathe, remember, you're going to be focusing the energy and the circulation into the area that you're holding in your awareness. So if you hold the emotion, wherever that is in your body, if you hold the emotion and you breathe, that's going to help release it and move it and give you a different perspective about it, potentially give you a memory of it, it's kind of a delicate, beautiful little dance that your system theoretically will do for you of its own accord when you let it. Okay? So again, always do only what feels good. If anything is too intense, definitely back off. And acknowledge, if that is the case, that this might be something that would be good for you to investigate with a professional. That being said, much of this, with respect and calm and slowness, can just be a really gentle way of you becoming a lot more self-aware. And once the awareness is there, very often, whatever was behind it disappears completely or diminishes to a really, really great degree. Okay? That's it, my friends. Let's see where this goes. Could be very interesting. Take care.